Sure. Hi, Sharon.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
This is my friend Sharon, and Sharon and I we have a couple of connection points. We met at the school that you teach at in New Britain when I was doing some classes, some exercise classes, and soon discovered that we both loved running, we both love exercising, we both love being outside, we both love mental health. We're both very interested in that. And that generally we like each other, so we've stuck together. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
My name's Sharon. I am a licensed professional counselor, and I do behavioral and mental health therapy in the school right now, primarily for kindergartners all the way up through eighth grade. But also in my private practice, I do see children as well as adults, so kind of a whole gamut. And I don't really have any preferred population. I love them all.
A people lover, just like me.
I do. I like them all, and each group, children, adolescents, young adults, older adults, they all have their own sets of struggles and everyone's different. And it's always interesting.
It is always interesting. So I contacted Sharon to see if she would spend, 5, 10 minutes, it's not a long time, to help me personally. And I know that there are others. I know I'm not alone in this. Ever since we've been sort of social distancing and everybody kind of, I know not everybody can do this. There are grocery store workers and healthcare workers and first responders like my husband who are still out there. But a lot of us have come back into our homes, and I don't see a lot of information out there, or certainly haven't found it myself, to help support the young adults in our life. And when I say young adults, I'm talking about a small group, really, like maybe 16 to 21, particularly high school seniors, maybe juniors and seniors, up through college age kids who were really just starting to flap their wings, right? They were like, here it comes, here it comes. I mean, and when I look at my daughter, who's a senior, she's been pre-gaming for 12 years for these 3 months that are coming up. And then my college sophomore, same thing. We just ripped it away from them. So can you help me with how to support these young adults who really need us right now?
Well, I think you said it right. They've been working towards these monumental goals for years and years and years. And let's not invalidate that. Let's not take away from like how frustrating that must be.
Yeah.
Let's not minimize that. And I think, when we were talking before we started recording, you used the word traumatic. To an extent, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many things for, especially like those high school seniors, like graduation. They're about to embark on everybody kind of parting ways, and you kind of just did that for them very abruptly.
Very abruptly.
For the college kids, it's, you send them out to go be independent, gain freedom, learn what it's like to be an adult. And then all of a sudden it's go pick up your kids at school and bring them home so that they could be kids again. Well, for the last, several months, they've been working at not being kids anymore. So it's all very confusing too. Very confusing times. Also for a little bit of perspective for them now, they're not in this alone, and it's not just them.
Yes. I'm going to write that one down.
We were all just thrust into something that we weren't necessarily ready for. You send your kid off to college, and you want them to have that freedom. You want those things, and now you're also thrust into parenting them again. It's like,
exactly.
I didn't really sign up for that, but here we are. So putting into perspective that they're not alone, and we're all not alone. We're all in this crazy, confusing time together. It's also important, though, to encourage them to get motivated. Okay, so let's make the most of this time.
Okay.
You're not necessarily free anymore. You're not independent. While you're here, and we're all in this together. Let's get motivated. Let's make use of this time. Maybe this is a great time to make use of studying. Maybe you were falling behind in your academics. Well, let's get caught up. Let's.
I like that.
Put into place structure and routine. Like, let's say you were still at school. Let's still act like you have those expectations in your life, because I'm sure they're all probably still doing online learning or something of the sort.
They are, yeah.
Okay. even the kids at the elementary and middle school level, they still have um, Google Classroom and expectations and tasks that they need to be accomplishing. You know,
Right.
let's keep structure and routine in place, and let's get motivated because it's not vacation. It's not that.
Right. I mean, I think that's so a couple of things that you've said have really struck me, and I just want to go back and highlight them. Like, I think number one, it's really important. I feel like you said to acknowledge the loss, right, and that each loss is significant, and to validate that. Like, it for my senior, she didn't just lose her senior year; she lost some significant pieces of that, right? She lost prom, she lost possibly graduation, she lost senior outing, so all of that stuff, and there were tendrils of things for each one of those, right? Like the shopping for the prom dress, the makeup, the camaraderie, and each one of those things was significant to her. So I think acknowledging those losses and not making light of them, even though it's tempting for me. So I've been practicing this thing I call the compassionate pause. And when I want to respond, I breathe in compassion, kind of try to hold it, and then breathe out compassion and then react in that compassion. Like, put myself back in that moment without all the context that I have as a 50-year-old, right?
You're looking at it from a different lens.
Oh, completely, completely. So yeah, so like take that moment, put the lens back in of being in that space. And so that has helped. I've had to apologize a couple of times to my young adults, which, before you do it, it feels really hard. And then once you do it, you realize it is one of the most amazing growth potential things that there is as a parent and as an older adult, to acknowledge that you're still capable of making mistakes. And then you see this moment in that young adult where they respond with compassion as well.
Yeah. You're modeling for them. Ah, very
They
therapeutic. You're
respond
setting
with
the
growth,
model.
right? Like, so I'm taking the moment to grow in my reality that I can make mistakes and I'm not perfect. I don't have all the answers. And she responded with growth of being compassionate and receptive and forgiving, right? And it's great. So there's all these opportunities. Um, so I think, I hear what you're saying there. And then I love this idea of getting motivated. I mean, and you talked about studying, catching up on studies. I thought to myself, what a great opportunity to maybe plant a garden. I know that sounds weird, but like getting outside and doing something though. I mean, that's what I heard you
When I
say.
was thinking about this idea of motivation, I was kind of breaking it down into different realms of like
Okay, hit me.
physically motivated. There's tons of things you can do outside in this social distancing time. But go for a walk by yourself, go for a run by yourself, or if you pair up with somebody, make sure there's that safe distance.
Yep.
You can hike. There's tons of nature out there. Explore the trails. There's apps on your phone to explore these things. Try something new. If you're, speaking of the physical realm, indoors, maybe that looks like Pilates, a yoga video, meditation, mindfulness. Um, the academic realm might look like picking up that chemistry book, getting caught up on your essays and your studies, maybe even getting ahead in those things. What a great opportunity to actually not just get caught up, but to pull ahead. I was a bit of a bookworm myself, so I used to do those things. I'm a nerd, whatever.
Yeah, it's all good.
The academic realm, yeah, the meditation. You mentioned the deep breathing of just taking the pause, just forgiveness, um, stopping and just being present in the moment of, wow, look where I am, look where we all are right now. Just sit with it for a second and just take it in.
Yeah.
All these different realms.
Yeah. I've been sort of preaching the message that I've been in the personal presence movement, lately. Like, how do I personally learn how to be present and be mindful, and what do those practices look like for me individually? Then when this all happened, I think I was dialoguing with somebody, or somehow I thought, this is an opportunity for a collective presence, right? A practice of collective mindfulness, because everything is slowing down. And when I started doing that individually, that's when that mindfulness started to really integrate into my experience was when I personally slowed down. To your point, physically, mentally, emotionally, right? And each of those things was very specific. And it's like as a collective, we have this opportunity.
And like we said before, you bring in the parental lens of this, and let's honor those parents or those other parents out there too. Of like, it's about you too. You're it absolutely is a piece of the puzzle for the parents. Self care, self care, self care.
So give me some ideas. Can you give me some ideas?
It's different for everybody. For me, I'm cleaning. I love to be productive in my house, especially with this overcast, chilly weather. I can't really do too much outside. I'm just ripping through the house. During the work week or the school day, it's at the end of the day, sometimes I sit there and I go, there's just not enough hours in the day. Now there are.
Now there's plenty.
So I'm getting the opportunity to do the things I never get a chance to get caught up and do. And not even just like the laundry and stuff, but like I'm ripping through storage and weeding things out, and it's liberating. For some people, it might just be going to sit on your deck and have that cup of tea that you never get the chance to do.
Right.
Creating that quiet space for yourself. Maybe it is. There's tons of things out there like Edge Fitness in Bristol is going to be offering live online classes via Facebook. Awesome. And all these live classes, free things. You might be able to get a virtual tour of the museum that you never get to go to.
Right.
There's, that's kind of a nice thing right now that there's a ton of like cyber online opportunities right now.
So maybe that's something we can do with these young adults is, if you find a moment where there's some receptivity, task them with, hey, could you find a virtual tour that we could all go on? Or could you find an exercise video or something that we could all do? And maybe just like some small tasks. That sounds like a great idea. I love
it. Because that's also bonding and creating the quality time while you guys are kind of stuck under one roof. You got to really create some valuable. Also, to that point, don't forget the fact that they are young adults and they do need space. They need privacy still. Let's allow that for them because, especially when coming back from being independent, they just had a taste of that. And now it's kind of, they're stuck back at home. Allow them a little bit of freedom. Allow them to maybe be in their room or go on a adventure by themselves. So it's creating the balance of let's bond and let's make this time good, make this time valuable, but also allow them their freedom and their space.
I love that I needed that reminder, Sharon. Thank you, because I, as a parent, as a pretty involved parent, I guess moderately involved, I feel sort of this weird pressure that now that we're all here, we've got to be together all the time. And I'm really grateful for that reminder that these are young adults. I'm not on top of my spouse being like, spend every minute with me, because that's a separate person, and right, they need to differentiate a little bit. And so I think it's important to I really appreciate that reminder. I'm going to wrap this up because I've got another teleconference to go on, and I know you've got people to take care of.
Yep.
So thank you so much, and thank you for being part of our online community as well. You're contributing to our YWCA New Britain Wellness Group. Pictures of your closet. Girl, we got to talk shoes is all I can say.
Okay, I am downsizing. Yeah, I know you see a lot in my pictures. I'm cleaning and I'm downsizing and I'm donating, so I feel pretty good about it right now.
All right, well, if you're a size 7.5, we got to talk about some of those shoes you need to put away now.
I'm quite a bit larger than that, but I've also had many people privately message me for dibs on that pair, dibs on that pair.
I'm sure that was something I would like.
I went through a very weird phase of being slightly obsessed with shoes. But I haven't even bought a new pair in over a year. But
oh my God! All right, well, take care, my friend, and until we meet in person, I will. Let's stay in touch.
Okay, you got it. Take care and stay healthy.
Yep, you too. Take care, hon. Bye bye.
Bye bye.